Alright, quick little video here, boys. I was just looking at my gratitude journal. For those that don't know, one of the self-improvement habits, this was one of the OG, original ones that I was learned about when I first got into self-improvement, and it's one of those habits that I'd say is probably stuck the most, apart from exercise. I've got since the start of 2022, I've got literally 2 years of daily entries of just me talking about things that I'm grateful for, and I really just wanted to highlight the importance of gratitude. It's something that's practiced in all religions, and it's done so for a reason, because you need to, well, not only does it keep you happy, because it reminds you of where you are relative to other things and your position, and somewhat humbling yourself, and it just always gives you a reminder that there's never a reason to not be grateful for something. Everyone enters life in different positions by luck and whatnot, and so even someone that's born in a really bad position, they're still grateful to just even have their life. It's as basic as that is something that you should be grateful for, let alone some of the luxuries that someone in a Western or first world country would get to experience. So, there's daily entries that I've been doing, just waking up in the morning and writing down a couple of things that I'm grateful for. I think it's been a really underrated skill, sorry, not skill, but rather practice of mine. And it's very powerful to look over as well. It's a very good reminder of things. And also it gives me a bit of a timeline as to what's happened. I scroll back to 2022, February, just after the Ukraine invasion happened, and I'm speaking so much about being grateful for where I live in the West and stuff like that. And it's pretty simple. I feel I remember I used to struggle oh, what can I be grateful for? But it's very easy, bro. Everything you have, you should be grateful for. This calculator, this calculator is so useful to me because I can do certain maths problems with it. I can draw graphs on it. I can do certain statistical things on it. And this Kindle reads books. I read so many books on here. It's everything. This water bottle allows me to drink. There's just so many endless things that you should be grateful for, because someone might not have this, someone won't have this, someone won't have loads of things that you have. And so it's very easy to acclimatize to change, even though people hate change. It's something, as humans, we seem to be forgetful of a new environment once we get comfortable in it. And so when something new happens, or you get an inflated lifestyle, or something inflates to a point that it wasn't at before, and it becomes normal, it's very easy to forget that past position, that past point of life that you were in. And you should always remind yourself, as a kind of practice of humility and obviously gratitude, to just always remind yourself of the things that you have around you and the impact that it has. Literally just every single morning, just write out things that you're grateful for. It's really, really small, and it just makes you appreciate the smaller things, very, very small things you appreciate, your mom cooking food for you. It happens regularly, but when you actually think about it, it's such an appreciative thing, the fact that your mom goes out of her way to cook food because she loves you, etc. And because it happens so much, you it just becomes normal. And then if you're a grateful person, you'll never be sad. If you're always distasteful of the things that you have around you, or always not aspiring, but wanting better than you have, I don't think it's a bad thing, but I think it's also important to remind yourself of what you have in this current moment in time at the same time, and not to chase materialistic things as well. That's another thing that I think I started to realize more of that once you have a certain amount of things in life, you know, there's not much change that happens. And I might sound extremely privileged in this position, and I am privileged to live in the country that I live in the city that I live in a house. You know, I'm grateful for all of these things. Like, I live a privileged life. And, you know, it's very easy to dismiss that and to take it for granted. So, chasing certain things is good. If the goals are not materialistic, I think that's a good thing. You can argue money is materialistic, but the way that I want to pursue money is not for materialistic gains, but for things like financial freedom, you know, retiring my parents, paying off any debts or anything like that, location freedom, having the means to be able to be anywhere because of the money that I have, etc. These are all things that are more, they're a bigger picture, they're a bigger part of life than just the watches, the cars, the shoes, you know, all these sorts of things that are a big part of society as a result of consumerism and big like corporations relying on the psychological want by humans to have the best thing and to take things and to want and need things that they don't need. And yeah, I think it's just important to be grateful, going back to that note, of what you have, and that, you know, you don't need excess in things. You can, you know, I think there's a quote by Navarro Khan where it's like, something, it goes along the lines of, people that live below their means will be far happier than those that are constantly pursuing like the upper echelon, like constantly wanting to expand what they have. And I think it's important to have goals and to be ambitious, but I think there's levels to what you set that at, like I said, not having goals as materialistic things. So yeah, kind of a reminder to my future self, as well as talking to my past self, as a form of gratitude, the fact that I did write and practice, you know, entries of gratitude for 2 years, and to continue doing so and to never forget the things that you have and whatnot. So yeah, pretty chill video, just random thoughts. This might be a bit random for the people that have subscribed for the live stream that I've been doing recently for the studying, but this is kind of the content that I kind of post, and it will be changing soon as well after my exams. Yeah, I'm not really much of a study guru. I could have a few productivity tips here and there, but in terms of the content I'll be making, it won't be religiously focused around the live stream that I've been doing, you know, that being work for A-levels and GCSEs. As much as it'd be cool to rinse the free views that I'd get if I just put GCSE in the title, who knows, I might do that. But yeah, no, this is probably not the usual content, but yeah, it's still a valid message that I think should be heard. And so yeah, peace.